Spurs, decent start to the season, 4 points from a possible 6. What have you made to their start to the season under Ange Postecoglou?
Well, I've seen both the games, and there's an obvious change, and for the better. Now, I think the biggest thing for Tottenham fans I was hearing was want to enjoy watching our football again, and they've got that. They're going to have that. You know, they went to Brentford, went high, tried to press, tried to impose themselves on the game. You know, took risks against Man U, left open spaces to try and impact the game and win the game, gave up some chances. It's going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be a great watch. I like what he's doing. I think the players he's bringing into the team are exactly what the Tottenham fans want to see. Players with character and tenacity and, you know, a bit of both, a bit of... I mean, Basuma, Sarr combo in the middle of the pitch was lovely, with Maddison complementing them just ahead. I think it's really bright. I think it's really good. I know there's some doom and gloom around Kane, and I get it. I do, because you're losing one of the best strikers in the world. And how do you replace the goals? Well, it's hard. You know, you can't really just bring someone in who's going to score the same goals as Kane. It's not out there. So you have to find a different way. And you have to have other people chip in. And it might be, you know, 2 or 3 players share that burden. But I think the way they're playing and the risks they're taking will inevitably make them score more goals anyway. And it will certainly please the fans. So I think it's been a really good 2 games for Tottenham. I think most Tottenham fans would sit back and go, do you know what? I mean, I've enjoyed what I've seen. And yeah, we want more. We want to keep seeing it. But the negativity around Kane leaving, I think, has dissipated, especially after the United win.
In the 2 games, Yves Bissouma has been man of the match, both games so far. How key do you think he's going to be in terms of what Tottenham can do this season?
Well, I think already he's shown his quality and what we remember from Brighton and why Tottenham bought him. And his performance at the weekend was absolutely brilliant. It really was. The big question mark is why the hell wasn't he playing more? I mean, what has gone on there? I think it'd be really important if he keeps playing like that. Now, the thing with Basuma, of course, is he's now got to show a sustained run of form playing like that and stay fit. The advantage Tottenham have got is that if those 2 carry on playing like that, they've still got Bentancur to come back in, who I think is a real quality midfielder. So it gives them great little bit of competition for places in there now. You know, I would imagine when Bentancur gets fit, either Højbjerg might leave or Skip will probably get left out more. And, you know, those 3 will fight it out for those 2 because Maddison's going to play as a 10. But, yeah, he is going to be important. I think all the creative players Tottenham have got big roles to play now. Kane isn't there. They've all got to skip in. And I think Basuma will get goals, you know.
Yeah. Just going to ask you about Rodrigo Bentancur. Once he's back to full fitness, given how well the midfield did the other day, just where exactly will Tottenham's midfield rank in terms of the Premier League? Because, I mean, it's certainly got to be up there as one of the best.
Still there, Rob?
Yeah. Do you want to repeat that for you, Danny?
No, I think I heard it. You just froze on me.
Right.
You're talking about a midfield 3 of Basuma, either Sarr or Bentancur and Maddison, I suppose. Where do they compare? Well, I think they would need another couple of months playing like they are to convince me that they're one of the best. But if you're saying to me, are they potentially one of the best midfield 3, then yes. I mean, Sarr gives you something different than Bentancur with his, you know, his long bursting runs and his ability to get in the box. But that 3, whether it's Bentancur or Sarr and Bissouma with Maddison, is going to be very productive and very difficult to play against. And potentially, has got the ability or the potential to become a really, really frightening prospect to come up against. As of now, after 2 games, I don't think you can start comparing it to Arsenal's and City's because they're more established, if you like. But it's certainly promising. I think I've already seen more in Tottenham's creativity and formation and attitude than I thought I was going to after 2 games. I think it's been a real plus to see how free he's let them be and let them play. Even Basuma getting on the ball and having the freedom to play his little flicks on the edge of the box and his back heels and popping round people and taking people on. I think they could become really, really good together.
One of the talking points on Saturday was the lack of chances. Richarlison didn't have a shot on goal. Obviously, he's leading the line at the moment with Harry Kane now at Bayern Munich. How exactly does Ange Postecoglou bring out the best of Richarlison?
Well, I think there needs to be some patience. I think you see a lot of games now where centre forwards don't have a lot of the ball. We saw these stats continually about Haaland not touching the ball and only having this chance, no many shots, and he keeps scoring. Now, I'm not putting Richarlison in Haaland's league. I'm just giving an example of how stats can be manipulated to make a centre forward's game look poor. What Richarlison does, he plays the role quite well. He stays high, stays in position. He presses great. He makes good runs. I think you've got to let his link-up play with Maddison, with Son and Kulusevski grow. If you think you're going to go out there and get a striker who is better than Richarlison for under 50 or 50 million, then I'm not sure that's going to happen. Let's not forget, Richarlison scored double figures at Everton nearly, I think, every season he was there, in a team that was fighting relegation. So I would, whether you like Richarlison or not, his antics, his behaviour, his social media, I don't care about that. I like him as a footballer. I like him. He's got character. I like the way he plays. I'm not someone who thinks you should try and knock that out of him. And if I was a Tottenham fan, I'd be getting right behind him, because if he does get going and score a few, he could be really productive. I'm not one of those doubters. I think if you stick with him, I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. Obviously, Spurs are one light in attack now. Harry Kane's moved on. Obviously, they're going to have to look to bring someone else in before the transfer deadline. Who would you look to sign to try and replace Harry Kane?
Do you know what? It's a really difficult one, because, as I said just then, if you're not going to spend all the Harry Kane money, then you're really going to be You're going to be looking for someone who's happy to fight for the role or come off the bench, and that might take some thinking outside the box of maybe a loan move or somebody young who we don't know too much about. United have taken a gamble on the young lad from Atalanta, for example. So there isn't a name that springs to mind, but if I was in charge of Tottenham, I would probably be going down the let's not panic and waste any money route. We have got Brazil's number 9. Why don't we try and bring someone in on loan who can supplement the strike force, maybe can play wide as well? And let's not forget, people's memories, they just go, don't they? When Kane was injured the last 2 seasons and Son came in and scored loads of goals, what a great replacement Son was playing through the middle. You've got Son who can do it. You've got Richarlison there who can do it. So maybe it's bringing in another wide player. Maybe it's not a striker. Maybe it's someone else. But I think they've just got to be clever and not rush into being held to ransom to spend all that money or too much of it on a striker that isn't better than Richarlison. And let's be honest, the market for strikers is not great at the moment. There's not that many out there. So I'd be tempted to keep my powder dry for now if I was Spurs, and maybe look for a little loan move and look or maybe a younger guy somewhere from outside. The scouting networks all over the world now. Someone who come in who's happy to fight and be young and learn and get a young guy. But a loan move could be the way forward.
One player who has been linked with a move to Tottenham in the past few days is Brennan Johnson at Nottingham Forest. He can play wide, he can play through the middle. Do you think that would be a good move for Tottenham?
Yes, I do. I really like him. Super quick, fearless. First year in the Premier League, showed loads of quality, scares people with his ability to run with the ball and run in behind. The more chances he gets, the more he'll score in a better team. I like his flexibility in terms of, he can play wide and he can do his defending. He's not lazy. He's not a luxury. Yeah, I think that works. You've come up with the name, see? Didn't need to ask me.